everyone. You're welcome once again to Let's Talk with Esther Agbi. I am Esther Agbi. It's such a beautiful day right here today. I hope you are also having a beautiful day wherever you're watching from. Yeah, so the title for our discussion today is Husbands, Rule Your Wives with an Iron Fist unto Submission. Says who? Husbands, rule your wives with an iron fist unto submission. Says who? Yeah, I took this topic because many people find it very difficult, to have that strong cooperation between husbands and wives. So, but the traditionalists, like traditionally, people feel that when they rule their wives with an iron fist, they would, succumb and they would submit even to whatever discussion that the husband or whatever way the husband wants that wife to go with along with him. So, but I know that does not really work all the time. It may work for some people sometimes, but not every time. So today I picked up that topic, but I want us to realize that there are moments where you could disagree with your husband, and after a while, when you have talked things over, you could come again together and agree so that you can always remain as one instead of just disagreeing on everything. The man says A, the woman says B. It's all a lot of commotion. That's not good. So I just want to take my working scripture from Ephesians chapter 5, verse 23. It says, Husbands, love your wives even as Christ loved the church and gave his life for it. I just also want to say that men are created differently. They are wired differently. So also women are wired differently. So the husband should not always feel that the woman must always agree or see things the way he sees it. And the woman should not always believe that the husband will see things the way she sees it. So there will always be disagreement. Not always, maybe sometimes. But then, as the scripture says, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave his life for it. I know there's no need for anyone to be saying, the husband should die for the wife or the wife should die for the husband. I believe this is just an analogy that the description of the degree of love that Christ had for the church, that he was able to give up his life for the wife. That is the degree of love that Christ had for the church being the bride of Christ. So the husband should have that great degree of love for the wife, right? Not necessarily to die for the wife, but to have that great degree of love for the wife. Love is not docile, and love is not dormant. It is an action thing, right? There has to be an action to love. So when we look at the example again, love is active and is demonstrated by giving. There has to be the giving aspect of it. People say, oh, I love my husband. Oh, I love this man. Or the man will say, oh, I love this lady. She's so cute. She's so beautiful. Or the lady will say, this man is so handsome. He's so intelligent. He's so, all those good feelings. All those are good. They are part of the love emotion. But after all said and done, you have gone past that feeling. What is left in the love? Do you have that great degree, that depth of love, of action, of giving to your wife, or the wife giving to the husband? Like in this instance, it says, husband, love your wife. You see, the truth is, when we give, people believe that temporarily that you have lost or that you have less. But when we look at the grain of corn, we take a grain of corn and we plant it. It's kind of like an investment. When you invest temporarily, it seems that you have less, but with time, you find out that you have more because it will grow, it will yield, it will produce and become very productive. But so that is what love is. When you invest, when you sow, it will come back to you one way or the other. So I'll pick up this scriptures again. It says Ecclesiastes chapter 11 verse 1, where it says, cast your bread upon the waters, and after many days you will find it. That is just what I just explained. When you invest and you plant in a good soil, after many days it will yield profit. Another version says it will come back with profit. So when you cast your bread upon the waters, after many days it will come back with profit. So when you sow love, after many days, it will come back to you with profit. Okay. So God demonstrated this love action to us. He gave his son. When he was giving, it was just like he lost. But later, he has gained so much more by having many more children through Christ, right? We are co-heirs of Christ. So also Jesus Christ demonstrated this love, as I just read from the scriptures. He says he loved the church and gave his life for it. So also, Jesus, as he loved, he gave. It looked like he was losing. But then, through his death on the cross, salvation has come to the whole world, to those who believe. Christians, I, for one, I also believe that Jesus Christ has died and he's coming, he was buried and he resurrected and he's coming back again. Back to our topic one more time. So the question now comes, why is true love not experienced in many marriages? I wouldn't say all marriages, but many marriages, true love does not exist. So my number one reason I'll give is lack of knowledge. But I just went to the online dictionary. I'll just give the online dictionary definition of knowledge. It says facts, information and skills acquired by a person through experience or education, the theoretical or practical understanding of a subject. So the subject we are talking again. So let me read the definition one more time. Facts, information, and skills acquired by a person through experience or education, the theoretical or practical understanding of a subject. So the subject we are talking about now is marriage. So if someone lacks knowledge and understanding about marriage and then you are in the marriage, it becomes difficult because you don't even know what you're supposed to be doing and what you're not supposed to be doing. Do you know that marriage is the only school or university or study you have a certificate from the very beginning on day one? Unlike when you go to the university, you have to study for so many years, going to the laboratory, doing exams, doing all kinds of things for 3 or 4 years before you have your degree. But in marriage, it's on day one. They give you the certificate even before you even commence the marriage. So that's very interesting. So I'll go to 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 7a, the A part of it. It says, likewise ye husbands, dwell with them. So it's talking about the wives. Dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife. That's what I was just talking about. You know, you have to dwell, you have to deal with your wife with understanding, because the more you understand the person, the better the relationship will go. And another translation of that, 1 Peter 3:7a says, husbands, treat your wives with consideration. So this consideration is very important because you consider everything she does, and the lady also will consider everything the man does. So it's both ways, but today is just for the men. I'm just talking to the young men who want to go into marriage. So you see, it's very easy to respect people we see outside. Sometimes we go to the mall, wherever we go, some stuff falls down, you pick it up quickly and you give it to them. Oh, the person says, oh, thank you, because you don't even know much about the person. But we show respect one for another. So recently I went to the grocery store and I got a lot of stuff. I put my stuff in the cart, then I was pushing the cart towards my car so I could drive home. But you know, there's so much snow everywhere, and sometimes it's difficult for the wheels to move. The wheels of the cart to move along, and I stopped anyway. Not because of that. I stopped because my glasses became foggy, and I just took it off so I could see clearly where I was going. But there was a young lady that was coming right behind me, and then she stopped because she couldn't see me. I was moving forward, facing forward. Then she was coming right behind me, so she thought I was stuck. Then she said, oh, do you need any assistance? I said, oh, I looked at her. I was very excited and happy as well. I said, oh, no, thank you. I only stopped because I wanted to take off my glasses. And, you know, so she showed consideration because she looked at the surroundings, she looked at the environment and said, oh, maybe this lady is stuck. She was experiencing some issues with the cat. So if we can deal with one another with great love and consideration, especially husbands, if you can deal with your wife with consideration, there will be peace, there will be harmony, there will be understanding. So consideration is very important in marriage. So I want to ask you, if you're a husband and you're watching me and you're looking at me today, how do you treat your wife? Do you treat her, your wife of maybe so many years, or your wife that of just a few months old? How do you treat her? Do you treat her with great consideration or with disdain? Or is it with bitterness? Or is it even wickedness? I have a lot even to say, but today I'm talking about the husbands. Adam saw Eve, his wife, as the flesh of his flesh, or the bone of his bone, first of all, and then flesh of his flesh. So she was part of him. Do you see your wife as being part of you, or a stranger that has just come to dwell with you? A stranger that has just come to have children with you? Or a stranger that you just want to cohabit with so that we can just pay the bills together and have things going in the right direction? That is not the way you're supposed to see your wife. You should deal with your wife with consideration. Just think about that. I still have more, but today I'm going to stop there, and I hope to see you very soon. Shalom. God bless you. Bye.